We live in a world obsessed with scale. We measure influence by the size of a person's bank account, the reach of their platform, or the physical dominance they hold over their environment. Because of this, it is incredibly easy to look at the small, the quiet, and the seemingly helpless, and dismiss them as irrelevant. We treat those beneath us as if they have nothing to offer, forgetting a fundamental law of existence. Weakness is situational, but power is fluid. This story is about a lion. He spent his days patrolling his territory, his roar alone enough to freeze the blood of any creature within miles. After a long, exhausting hunt, the great beast collapsed beneath the shade of a massive banyan tree. He fell into a deep, heavy sleep, his massive paws stretched out across the dirt. As he slept, a tiny, frantic field mouse, blinded by the glare of the sun, accidentally took a wrong turn through the grass. Before she realized her mistake, she ran right over the sleeping lion's nose. The slight tickle instantly broke the predator's slumber. In a flash of a second, the lion's massive paw came down, trapping the tiny mouse against the dirt. His teeth longer than the mouse's entire body, and prepared to crush her into the earth simply for daring to disturb his rest. The mouse, feeling the suffocating weight of the lion's paw, didn't freeze in terror. She used the last bit of air in her lungs to speak. "Please, King of the Beasts, spare me. I am a miserable, foolish creature, and my life is nothing to a king." It was an accident, not defiance. If you find it in your heart to forgive me this once, I will never forget it. And who knows? Perhaps one day, I may be able to return the favor. The lion paused. He looked down at the minuscule creature under his claw, and then he threw his head back and laughed. The idea that a pathetic, fragile mouse could ever help the absolute ruler of the jungle was the funniest thing he had ever heard. The sheer absurdity of her promise amused him so much that his anger evaporated. He lifted his paw and said, "Go, tiny one. Your joke has bought your life. Run along before I change my mind." The mouse scurried into the safety of the brush without looking back. A few weeks passed, and the encounter was completely forgotten by the proud lion. He continued his reign, confident that nothing in the world could challenge his dominance. But the savannah is filled with hidden dangers, designed specifically to bring down the strong. A band of human hunters had entered the territory, stealthily stringing up a massive web of thick, iron-reinforced ropes between the trees. That evening, as the lion charged through the brush, he ran headfirst into the trap. The moment he struggled, the weights dropped, and the heavy net coiled tightly around his massive frame. He lashed out with his claws, but the thick hemp only dug deeper into his flesh. He threw his weight against the ropes, using every ounce of his legendary strength, but the net was engineered to use his own power against him. He was completely trapped, pinned to the forest floor, entirely helpless. Realizing his doom, the lion let out a roar of absolute despair. Miles away, tucked safely in her burrow, the tiny mouse heard that specific roar. She recognized the vibration instantly. Without a second thought, she sprinted out into the darkness, following the sound of the agonizing cries until she reached the clearing. There lay the mighty lion, exhausted, bleeding. The mouse didn't hesitate. She climbed up the lion's flank, whispered, "Be still, my king," and went straight to work. She found the thick, master knot holding the entire framework of the net together. With her small, razor-sharp teeth, she began to chew. One strand at a time, she gnawed through the dense, bitter rope. Within minutes, the core knot snapped. The tension broke, the net unraveled, and the massive lion tumbled out onto the grass, completely free. The lion stood up, shaking the remaining ropes from his mane. He looked down at the tiny mouse sitting on a fallen leaf. There were no words of arrogance left in his heart. He realized that all his size, all his muscle, and all his terrifying roars were completely useless against the trap he had fallen into. His life had been saved by a creature he could have crushed with a single finger. This is the ultimate lesson of humility. Never look down on anyone based on their current status, their appearance, or their perceived weakness. True wisdom lies in treating the smallest individual with the same respect you give to the most powerful, because kindness is an investment with a massive return. No act of goodwill is ever wasted, and the very person you choose to spare or support today might be the only one equipped to cut you free when you find yourself completely bound by the traps of life. If you enjoyed this timeless story, subscribe to Echo Sprout, where every story plants a seed of wisdom.